appreciate the compliment.
Terence, since the matchup's been made and the tour has started, how's it, in terms of your mindset, in terms of just the hype and the excitement of getting closer to this fight?
Man, I'm very excited. I don't even know the last time I've been this excited for a fight. You know, I'm very up for it. I'm looking forward to it. September 13th. It's going to be a great night of boxing.
We all know what your legacy already holds and where you, in terms of being pound for pound, but where does this boxing match take your career and even his career?
Listen, this is the one. You know, like I said, God don't make no mistakes. It's the reason why He waited all this time to put me on this stage with another all-time great like Canelo, or 2 Hall of Famers going head-to-head, you know, in one of the biggest events in the last 20 years. I'm looking forward to it.
Why is it important for this fight to be held here in Las Vegas for the first time at Allegiant Stadium?
Well, you know, hey, why not? You know, Vegas is home to it's the mecca of boxing. You know, so why not have the first fight at Allegiant Stadium, Terence Crawford and Canelo going head-to-head with each other? Can't be no bigger than that.
I was going to say, when you look at you and Canelo, what do you see in him that will present a challenge for you to overcome to get the win here?
I don't know. We got to see. Come fight now. We can't predict the things that's going to be a challenge for us because we never been in the ring with him. So,
is there anything that impresses you about him, though? The fights that you've watched?
Everything impressed me about Canelo. I'm a big Canelo fan. You know, this is business. You know, like I said in the last press conference, I'm coming to take everything we got.
Terence, why did you step down in the second half?
Oh man, it's some things that I heard, you know, that I wasn't, happy with.
Terence, we always ask fighters after a fight, we'll say, who's next on your mind, or this.
I'm not thinking.
I'm not going to answer what I was going to say. Is now that this match is made, can you tell us how long you've been thinking about this fight?
Well, I've been thinking about this fight before I moved up to 154. You know, like I said, I wanted to go straight from 147 to 168 because, you know, it never been done before. Fighters have went up 2 weight classes, but I don't think any fighter have went from 147 to 168 to fight pound for pound top 5 fighter like Canelo in the history of the sport of boxing.
He had to go at your resume.
I just think, you know, we have to see. You know, when you're in the ring, when you think that you have certain strengths over a fighter, it don't be like that. You know, that's why you got to make your adjustments and you got to, you know, change it up along the fly.
What's the biggest challenge moving up to 168? You want to bulk up a little bit, and is there a balance to find between bulking up and quickness and keeping your speed and stuff?
I don't think I'm having any challenge. You know what I mean, with any of that right at the moment.
Terence, how do you feel about the noise surrounded by Jake Paul, him consistently going at Canelo and yourself and the whole build up to the fight?
Oh, I ain't even hear him. I don't pay attention to things like that. You know. Congratulations on Jake Paul and his career, what he's doing with his career. It's just he wanted to draw attention to his fight. That's all. That's how I take it.
Now, on the recent podcast, Canelo had a shot at your resume and said you have faced no one. But since you could be a 3-division champion, do you take offense to that, and do you plan on going back at him?
If I haven't faced anyone, you know, after I beat him, then what they gonna say? I still ain't faced no one. So I don't know how you can become the first male boxer to become a 2-time undisputed champion without facing anyone. So,
what do you think about all the promotion? I know it's a huge fight, but have you ever been on something like that, like press tour all over the world?
Yeah, for sure. Me and Spence did a press tour. You know, me and Majimov, we did a crazy press tour, building the fight and commercials and all that stuff. So, you know, like I said, you know, this is nothing new. Me and Postal, me and Amir Khan, like, I'm not new to this, like a lot of recent Canelo fighters that he's been in the ring with.
Terence, I remember interviewing you before. You were on an undercard of a Mike Alvarez fight years ago in the Mandalay Bay, and you talked a lot about studying the old school, being sort of a student of the sport, if you will. Where does this match in your mind rank with some of the great matches that you've become fond of?
A lot of them. You know, when you look at Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler, you know, him been out the ring for the time that he been out and come back and fight a bigger guy in a bigger weight class and be successful. You know, that's what I look at, things like that.